Hey, yo, what's up? It's me. It's the TWO, TJ Jefferson. On behalf of my tag team partner, O'Shea Jackson, we want to just say thank you guys so much for rocking with us all year here at No Contest Wrestling Podcast. And it's holiday season, Christmas time, so we won't have an episode this week. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure we hit you guys with a best of the year. We got to do a lot of cool stuff this year, man, from going to events to doing our podcast live at Fanatics Fest and WWE World to interviewing some of the biggest and best guests that wrestling has to offer. So without further ado, here it is. This is a best of No Contest Wrestling for 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, fans of the NCW podcast, we are here with two GOATs doing our thing here in Indy. Please welcome the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, and the Wise Man.
Yes. Thank you.
What's up, fellas?
Roman, you've come a long way from packing the multi-tool and air mattresses and things like that.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you miss from those days, or is it just a distant memory now that you're running the island of relevancy?
I miss the like being in the locker room. I miss the camaraderie, that bond that with the boys. But I had to grow up. It was time to pick either be a superstar or be one of the boys, and I picked business. But yeah, I miss being in there, being able to guide some of those guys, not just my family, but the whole locker room, and to be one of them leaders. But I'm not mad where I'm at now. I like my system. I like my process. But if I could just be in that locker room a little bit more, I probably would. Yeah.
We hear about great stables, your DXs, your
Horsemen.
Yeah. We hear about these amazing stables, the bloodline within itself. But the Paul Heyman guy stable has to be one of the greatest. You can't get any better. What has it been being the GOAT manager? What has it been to touch all these legends on their path to greatness?
These great wrestlers.
I've always despised the term manager because I always felt it was a draconian role within the industry. I've elevated the art of what a manager would do into being a wise man, which is a name that was bestowed upon me with great honor by my tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And while you can take the eclectic mix of people who have been Paul Heyman guys in the past, there is only one Paul Heyman tribal chief.
Oh, of course.
And taking a mix of people of Paul Heyman guys doesn't mean they're always going to mesh well. The thing with the bloodline is everyone grows, everyone matures, everyone excels, everyone upgrades, everyone enhances, everyone evolves within the bloodline. Paul Heyman guys require individual attention. Tribal chief is the rising tide where all boats go higher and higher and higher. So if we're comparing stables, the Paul Heyman guy stable, while impressive in just the names that are included, doesn't compare to the bloodline that was put together by the tribal chief Roman Reigns.
WWE's in your era. This is the Roman Reigns era, and you're sitting on top. What motivates you to keep going after everything that you've accomplished and all that you've made happen? Like, you not only elevated yourself, you've elevated members of the family of the Roman Reigns tree. You've elevated the Wise Man, and the Wise Man has elevated others as well. Like, what motivates you to keep going at this point, man?
A sick man.
Yeah.
I got that thing, that drive, that I want more. Always want more. Goalposts go back. Oh, we're in the end zone. Move them back again. Oh, man, we got pretty high. Mm-hmm. There's another level. So I'm always trying to get better. And I just believe this is what I'm supposed to do. The Wise Man picks me up in the morning. How you doing? I woke up. Everybody else is because I woke up. That's how I look at it. You all had a chance until I woke up. Today's mine. That's just what it is.
Now, a question that we asked.
Wait a second.
No. Bro, stop. What you talking about, bro? Stop, bro. What a moment. A question that, and just from the way that they've been telling us and giving us these gems, I think I know where it's going.
Okay.
So, we have a question on NCW that we ask everybody. You are in a bar, 50 dudes don't want you there. You need to pick a team of you and 4 others to make sure you get to the car.
But we want to make it a little bit hard. Want to eliminate the family members.
Come on, now.
It'd be easy. And we
Talking about people we've been fighting together for a long time, man.
Exactly.
So we want to eliminate that because I want to say it's easy because nothing's easy.
We got like Shining. We don't even have to talk. We already know. Like,
because if you guys are in the bar,
going on with
100
Jay? What happened?
if you're in a bar, 100 cats ain't going to step if they see the bloodline. So that's why we're asking for 4 other people to come.
And they could be all time.
I mean, I would go with my dad and my uncle right off the get-go,
Okay,
no doubt.
that
I mean,
would make sense to me.
Go with that's a different part of the family, a different area of the family.
Those are the elders.
You got to go with Haku.
Oh,
Tonga,
my God,
they'll rip a throat out real quick.
Everyone's answer.
And then what, we need one more?
One more.
I mean, I don't think you really need one more, but sure.
I don't either, yeah. I mean, I think we're there. I don't know. You got anybody?
Well, you're presuming that if there's 50 guys in the bar and they're against us, that number one, I can't manipulate our way out of the bar. And number two, that if I stood behind the tribal chief Roman Reigns and he went down into a 3-point stance like he used to in football, and my God, what a football career he could have had, but WWE lucked out far more than the NFL.
Absolutely.
That if he got down into a 3-point stance and he wasn't just going to blow right through all 50 of them.
Yeah.
Why do we need more people? I think the 50 need to bring a few more.
Ooh.
You know, I can't even argue with that.
You're a rapper, bro.
Well, Roman, you're a proud Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket.
Sir.
Who's the WWE equivalent of a Georgia Bulldog to you?
Pretty deadly?
Yes, boy. I was not expecting. I was not expecting that answer.
Them Bulldogs. They
Everybody at NCW want to thank the tribal
Yeah,
chief
this
for
is-
his time. The wise man, thank you
Yes.
guys so much.
This meant a lot.
By the way, any chance the fans see you get bored and go after that thing one day?
If we're trying to lift the value, you know what waist it's supposed to go on. So, yeah.
NCW exclusive, y'all. Y'all heard it. He's a 10-time former tag team champion. He's a former Intercontinental champion, a 2025 Royal Rumble winner. He once said his favorite karaoke song was Michael Jackson's Beat It. But now he's beating ass all over the world, TJ. All right, this dude has gone from a dark match battle royale at WrestleMania 27 to now battling for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41. And from dropping jewels at FCW to being your main event, Jey Uso. Welcome to the pod.
Man, that's right, Ooze. Appreciate it, man. You said Jules. Come on, man.
You, your brother Roman, you guys growing up together. From everything we've read, the documentaries just thick as thieves, the three of you. Did you guys have those moments when you are in the living room and you're just sitting chilling with each other as teenagers and kids? And did you ever talk about, we could follow our pops and our uncles in doing this wrestling bids? Was that ever like a dream of you guys growing up?
Nah.
Really?
Nah. We never talked wrestling like that. Like everybody, we was always about ball, man. That was it. Basketball, baseball, we was always like there's no off season for us because we was in every sport.
You didn't talk about football or wrestling because it was all about football. You mentioned earlier working in the warehouse, right? Now, from what I understand, it was the late great Umaga who basically told you cats, look, come down here with me and do this.
Man, if I could be honest with y'all, Luce, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Shit, man, me and my brother would just, after you clock in 9 to 5, there's a hole in the wall bar down the street, right? We're gonna sit there. He got $10, I got $10, $5 pitchers. You know what I'm saying? So we about to get it in.
I feel that.
Yeah, we over there chilling, and I just feel like a big hand just like slap my shoulder. Boom. You know what I'm saying? I turn around like it's my uncle in the middle of us, like just pissed off, right? It was drove from Houston to come get us, but just showed up. It's like 1 a.m. at this time too. You feel me?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, and he just standing between us, cutting this damn realest promo ever. I could just tell he hella mad, and he don't never talk like that to me and my brother. You feel me?
Yeah.
So he was just laying in on us. So it was just like y'all, y'all MF is getting fat. Y'all over here wasting me. Y'all over here ain't doing shit. Like y'all wanna come make a good living or what, you know, because this is the last time I'm ever coming back to Pensacola. We was in Pensacola. If y'all don't leave with me tonight, like I'm not reaching my hand no more. He's like, call your boss. Call my boss that night. And the crazy thing is the boss is Joe's sister.
Right? I was about to mention that. That's Roman's big sis, right? Yeah.
We lock in with Booker. You feel me? But by this time, we're training every day. Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin, Carly. This was a Houston crew.
Yeah.
So Rey Mysterio. So we around this. You feel me? I ain't never been around money or seen big houses the way, you know. So when I'm around it, I'm looking around like, oh, this how we doing? You know. Mm-hmm. Unc spitting game the whole time. Hell, you can have this too. You can have all of this. You know. Yeah, just the mindset, bro. I'm glad he just pulled. I'm glad he just picked us up by the collar though, and drug our ass out of there. But we ain't looked back since.
Bron Breaker, welcome to the pod. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great, man. How much does legacy motivate you?
I think it has everything to do with, you know, just my aspirations in life. You know, like I always wanted to be a WWE superstar ever since I was a kid. Just growing up watching it, growing up watching my dad, watching Scotty. You know, they're I wouldn't be here without them. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I just am being in it now, I'm very appreciative of the work that they did before me and them sort of like laying the groundwork for me to, you know, for me and, you know, my cousins or whomever would want to become a WWE superstar. That's you know, they've laid the groundwork for us to make that, you know, potentially possible to get a look. And it's cool, man.
What was it like being a kid growing up in the wrestling family?
My earliest memory of seeing them wrestle was like 2006, I want to say. They were wrestling the Dudley Boys. And I remember watching that on pay-per-view in our living room and seeing that. And, you know, it was a tape show. So my dad was sitting in the living room with me while we were watching it. And it was pretty cool.
What was a welcome to wrestling moment? One where you got put on your ass and you were like, okay, yeah, we're here now. And then also as a fan, when was the first time wrestling broke your heart?
First, like, welcome to wrestling moment was like, I'd been wrestling at the Performance Center. So this is like not even on TV. I've been wrestling for like 4 months or 5 months. So I was still in class doing like wrist locks and, you know, sort of learning the basics of like what we're doing. And I got sent on a main roster tour to the United Kingdom, and I wrestled 5 days. I want to say it was 4 or 5 days in a row on tour, but I was wrestling with Sami Zayn and Tommaso every single night.
Oh yeah. And
we were doing like 25 minutes every night. And prior to this, I had been like, I don't know, 8 minute like 8 minutes tops.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was like kind of sort of like, hey man, like sink or swim.
Yeah.
You know, you're here.
Mm.
That was kind of like my welcome to wrestling moment, because I was up there with like all the, you know, the big hitters, and it was just like, man, I better get my ass in gear. Right. You know, like, and I think when wrestling probably broke my heart is probably when the streak ended. WrestleMania 30. I think that's the same for a lot of people, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bronson Reed.
Yes, sir.
Thief over chief.
Oh, see, there you go.
See,
hold on. Man. Now you done sit. Let me just.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna take these off. Ain't about to get me talking about that.
Yeah, get them ready.
Yeah, take these off here.
Put them to the side.
Yeah.
You got a nice chain on as well, though. That's
relax,
chain, man. Tuck that. So Debo coming.
As I was saying, Bronson. Yeah, not only, you know, as a wrestling fan, not only did you, you know, get to pin Chief, you got to pin Okada. You know, like that's a nice
Yes.
1-2 to have under your belt. Not a lot of people on earth, let alone the business, get to say that they even went toe to toe with them.
I think he and Finn Balor are only two that I can think of that
so
own a dub over those two.
Yeah,
what's it like to have that under your belt?
I saw that stat. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I saw that stat recently. It's me and Finn are the only two to ever do that. And it's a cool achievement because I also beat Okada at like his peak. You know, he was unbeatable, untouchable that time in New Japan. And so I beat him in the G1 tournament as well, like a big deal. And then the same with Roman Reigns. Like he's at his peak right now. Like every time he makes his entrance, people lose their mind. It's a big deal. And not only did I beat him, but I beat him in the Australian street fight. So it's a cool little thing to have on your pro wrestling resume for sure.
No doubt. So I got to touch back on this sneakers thing, man.
It's just rude.
How
honestly.
like Roman Reigns, right? Is I think we all agree top of the food chain, right? If this was a movie set, he'd be number one on the call sheet.
Yeah.
First of all, for you to lay out Roman Reigns is one thing. How many people get to do that, right? But then you did something that we only see in the streets. You
Get his shoes.
How?
Yeah.
Where did this come from? Like, this isn't just like Joe Blow. Do you know what I mean? This is Roman Reigns, dog. And you took not one time, but 2 times.
You know how cold that ramp was walking
Roman
back up?
Reigns shoes. Where did this? How did this come about? Could you like let me know how this happened?
You know, this is something I always try to. I want to make what I do in the ring appealing to as many people as possible, you know, as broad as possible. And I think I'm one of those wrestlers, you could throw me in the 80s, 90s, 2000s right now, and I work in any generation. But I'm always thinking of those things that are outside of the box as well that people can relate to. And I remember, you know, I grew up with not a whole lot of money and in a bit of a bad neighborhood in Adelaide in South Australia. And I remember people getting their nice shoes stolen all the time or taken from them in school and stuff like that. So I was like, if we could do something like that in WWE, then people are going to get it. And I thought I would have a little, you know, just a little section of the fans that watched WWE on TV would understand what I was doing, understand, you know, the reference to Debo or taking someone's kicks. But it blew up. You know, now I go to like meet and greets and photo opportunities, and there's kids with shoes around their neck that would have no clue about that sort of stuff or street culture or sneaker culture at all. And it's sort of cool that I sort of became synonymous with stealing someone's shoes. And not only that, like you said, it was Roman Reigns, you know, top dog of the business. I feel like taking his shoes sort of humanizes him. I said it's sort of like making Superman Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still got him?
No, so I was gonna keep him. You know, I was walking around with the Shula Fala with both of them, and
By the way,
in
Shula Fala
Paris,
is amazing
after. Yes, another thing that I came up with on the spot. But he cut the Shula Fowler apart and he threw it into the crowd in Paris. So there's some lucky fans in Paris that have them now.
Yeah, he autographed them, and I put on Twitter.
right.
I'm like, whoever caught these, please post a picture. I need to see,
man.
You know, but yeah, that right there is legendary, dog. Like, because top guys like that just don't get touched in that way. Dog.
Exactly.
Took his shoes. That was Bronson Reed. That was so disrespectful.
It's a little kid somewhere.
I also
who
have
hates
my
him.
eyes. I have my eyes on some other people's things within the company. I'm not going to say what, but you know, I don't think that that's the last thing you'll see me take from someone. I'm definitely going to be a repeat offender.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
It ain't nothing nobody can do about it.
That's a good.
What you going to do?
We are with the megastar.
Megastar.
The megastar,
What a way to
man.
kick it off.
LA Knight.
What
man.
am I
Welcome to the
doing
pod.
here? What are we doing right now? It's too early for this.
So
Thank you guys for having me. This is cool.
Thank you for being here. They didn't get your coffee yet or nothing, man?
No. You see these eyes? These things are ready to go back to sleep.
Well, I mean, you don't get to be a megastar keeping normal hours, LA Knight.
no,
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
You ain't lying.
You only get megastar status when you're out in the alleys late at night, dog. We know how that works.
Well, I ended up down at Tin Roof in the wee hours of the evening the other night playing the drums. So
No way.
no, yeah, there was a band up there playing, and it was me and Priest and a couple other people out there, and a little prelude to our tag match I think last night.
Yeah.
And at some point he was up there singing, and another point I was up there playing the drums. It was a whole thing. Yeah.
Once again, thank you to 2K25. What's it feel like to be in a game, man? And not just be in a game, be a good player in the game.
Man, it's crazy because I a lot of people know this, some people don't. I used to do the motion capture for these games before I got
Wow.
here.
I heard
so
that.
like from like 2015 to about 2021, like I was the main guy doing a lot of the entrances, the movements, down to even just little stuff like lay down, stand up, like all that stuff was me. So it's like, it's my, whose game is it? It's my game.
That's right.
So it's
Yeah.
wild to have that and now be in it, and not only be in it, but again, like you said, I ain't just some J-Bron walking
Exactly.
around.
Of
course not.
We got some stuff going on here. So it's pretty cool. That's one of those, when you're doing something like this, that's one of those bucket list type of things where it's like,
Yeah.
I want to be in a video game. I want to have an action figure, stuff like that.
You got all that.
Yeah.
And most importantly, you got the crowd
But at this
chanting your
point, I
name.
can retire. See everybody.
Well, bro, I want to, first of all, give you props, man, first and foremost. I mean, I know you've had a long career and you've been grinding, but you've come a long way since Max Dupree, bro.
yeah.
And you overcame that.
Who?
Exactly.
Yep.
How did you, what kept you in the game, so to speak, to make sure that you kind of left that behind and elevated to the status that you are now?
Well, that's a multifaceted answer. What kept me in the game? You could say money in one way, but also no. I mean, what kept my head in the game?
Yeah,
If that's what we're
yes,
talking
yes,
about.
sir.
It's just, man, there's a motivation I've always had to not be a background guy, not just be a guy who's like happy to be here. Which I need to learn to be more happy to be here, if I'm honest. But at the same time, it's like I want to be the guy.
Yeah.
And if I ain't gonna be the guy, then I need to be damn close. So for me, it was just like, all right, this Max BS, just kind of pushing through that. I didn't think there was a chance in hell anybody'd take me seriously after that. But for whatever reason, whatever I did after that seemed to work.
Yeah.
Seemed to catch on somehow. But I think it worked, and it caught on the way it did because it was more of me. Who the hell was Max? I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to be that guy. But the second they were like, hey, we're going to do this LA Knight thing, we're going to bring you back, do your deal, I said, thank God. Not too soon either, because it's like, now I can be me and do me.
As somebody who's had success in TNA, with the TNA and WWE deal that's happening,
Yeah.
what type of potential do you see that for other superstars? How do you feel about it, etc.?
Well, I really wanted to say something really off color and stupid there, but it doesn't matter. No. It was just going to be silly throwaway nonsense. But it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity for us. It's a great opportunity for them. Lots of new eyes for them, from the people who are watching us to watch them and see, oh, okay, well now who from WWE might show up on their events, or who from their events might show up on ours. And then it's guys and girls who might not have ordinarily gotten the opportunity to have these eyes on them, or even have the opportunity to step into a WWE ring or something like that. It's big. Now, will I ever be going back over there? Because some people ask me that, because I have a history there. I don't know. Look, I've got unfinished business, if you ask me, because I've won 3 titles there. I could be a Grand Slam champion if I took that X Division title. I don't know. But I don't see it in the cards, but you never know. Never say never.
We're going to put you in a situation, all right? You're in a bar, it's 50 dudes in the bar that don't want you there, okay?
That's like when I lived in Ohio, or when I lived in Maryland.
They don't want you there.
Yeah, okay.
I need you to pick
They're a bunch
yourself
of Silver Lake cats, LA Knight.
and 4 other superstars to make sure you guys are getting to the car.
I'll probably take the, what is it, American Alpha, or no, it's not American Alpha. What are they're
Brothers?
American, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably take both of them.
Yeah, solid.
And I'll probably take a Bron Breaker with me.
Bron Breaker. All right, I need one more.
Oh, we need, okay, yeah, I thought I was the 4th. Oops. Give me Dozer. Give me big. Yeah. Okay, give me all the shooter boys. I'm ready to rock.
That makes
All right,
sense.
that's
That
beautiful.
makes sense. One last thing for you, man. Obviously, you've gotten over so big. What is it about a variation of the word yes that seems to get over. You think about it, Macho Man with the "Oh yeah," and then we had
very affirmative word. It's very
Daniel Bryan with the
word,
"Yes,"
Stone Cold with "Hell yeah,"
and you with the "Yeah." What is it about that word that just gets over with?
Well, people don't like to hear no.
Our next guest has been a 2-time women's champion, a 2-time tag team champion,
2-time
Money in the Bank winner, the first ever women's crown jewel champion.
She did that.
She is the designated hitter of the Sriracha Muchachas, the big daddy-o of Daddy Dom, Miss YOLO, never caught solo dolo. Liv Morgan, welcome to the pod.
Now she won a photo. You already know, though. You only live once. That's a motto. YOLO.
That was the coolest intro ever.
What is it like going back to that hotel, putting your head on the pillow, and seeing that belt?
Oh man, I cannot even tell you. It was everything. It was my first ever championship, almost 10 years into WWE. I've dreamt about being a champion growing up and my whole career until being champion. And so not only did I win Money in the Bank, which is a huge feat in itself, but I cashed in on Ronda Rousey to become SmackDown champion, which is my first ever champion. It was huge. And we were in Las Vegas, and I thought I was going to go out and celebrate. But really, I just laid in bed. And had my title next to me. And I just laid there. And I just kind of really just soaked it all in. It was a feeling that I can't even describe. It was just like the epitome of, I made it. And I just made all my dreams come true. It was like beyond my wildest dreams. It was something that I always wanted. Didn't really think or know if I'd ever have. So I just really sat and just reflected on it. And I just was like, man, I'm the SmackDown Women's Champion, I watched it back like 500,000 times.
Obviously, we're talking about living dreams. No pun intended, TJ. Relax. But so we're obviously talking about living out your dreams. Something that, it might be hard to answer. I don't know. Which dream hit a little bit more? Being able to work with Lita or being able to work with Chucky?
I'm going to have to go with Being Murdered by Chucky.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that was crazy.
I'm going to have to go with Being Murdered by Chucky. I remember when I saw the script, I was like, there's no way we're going to be able to do this. I was bummed because I was like, we got we got the Zoom, we got the meeting, they'd love to have this crossover. And everyone was excited about it. And then I saw the script and I was like, there's no way. There's just no way. But then we did it. And I got murdered as Liv Morgan on Chucky season 2. And it was bizarre. And he is such a little sweetie pie,
Yeah, they hugged right
we're
before.
We're still friends to the end. Even though he gutted me like a little fishy, we're still friends.
We saw you early on, Riot Squad. And they had to, during the draft, they shifted you into your solo career. From there, obviously, now you are into the Judgment Day. Can you talk a bit about what that feeling was when you found out that they're taking you out of the Riot Squad, going on the journey alone?
When I found out we were going to be separated, the Riot Squad, we were obviously devastated.
Yeah.
I think, for a lot of reasons. One, when we got together, we kind of just were thrown together as a makeshift group. And I didn't necessarily have personal relationships with Ruby or Sarah. But we bonded and got along so well. And they just became sisters to me, to this day. So to kind of be taken out of that and thrown into an unknown was scary. And I was upset, but I also was excited for the opportunity because I also knew that I was considered the weak link of the Riot Squad. And so now here I have this opportunity to kind of be by myself and prove myself. Mm-hmm. And so it was a very loaded scenario. But then to step into a well-established group that I didn't found in the Judgment Day, I think slightly different just because at this point in my career, I had come back from injury and I had really this newfound confidence that bestowed upon me in my time off that really just helped elevate myself to the next level. I feel like if you ask me what I was missing all kind of the past couple of years, I'd say just like that true confidence in myself to be a full-fledged star, to be able to go out there and to give that aura, to be confident in the promos, to deliver amazing matches. I wanted to so badly, but I don't know if I felt like maybe I would be able to get it all together. Kind of until I got injured and until I had that 6 months to really just sit with myself.
As you said, you had time off, and then you're trying to build the character and everything. Do you remember a particular moment where you sat there and went, "Oh, I think I got this"?
There it is.
Growing up, like I found WWE so early in my life, and it kind of really helped me shape my life because all I ever wanted was to grow up and be a WWE superstar. And so to be injured kind of at the peak of my career in that moment by Rhea, who I had to watch as I sat home for 6 months after tearing my labrum, my rotator cuff, and my bicep, watching her ascend to like this level of superstardom without a care in the world of my injury or what that meant for me. So the motivation was just obviously there because, like I said, these were all events that really took place. And so as I'm sitting home and I'm watching her, I'm just like, what am I going to do? What's my direction when I come back? And then it just like was like right in front of my face. It was so obvious. Like, I'm going to get back at Rhea Ripley. You know, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get back at Rhea Ripley. And I'm going to take everything that she ever loved because she took everything that I ever loved. All I've ever loved was WWE. And she took 6 months not knowing how I'd be when I returned, if I'd make a full recovery, what this meant for my career, because nothing is promised in WWE. Just because I left so well off doesn't mean that I'm going to come back the same way. And so it was just right in front of my face. And so I devised the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour right then and there. And I decided that I was going to take away everything she loved, which was the Women's World Championship, which was Judgment Day, which was Teddy Dawn. And I took them all and I made them mine. And I ruined her.
No,
That is just so gangster,
bro. It's just like such a movie.
Everything you loved, and I took it. Okay, it's mine now.
I took it and I made it mine, and I made it better, bitch.
Stephanie, no voy a hacer la entrevista en español. Okay. Solo aprendí a decir esta parte para asustar a mi compañero.
Really, your Spanish is really good.
Thank you, más o menos.
Really
Go ahead, your turn.
Am I okay?
No, I just did that.
It's Stephania. Bonjour. Je m'appelle TJ. Comment allez-vous? Oh, wait, that's... Oh, I'm getting told that's French.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I literally did that just to mess with you. Yeah.
Sorry, Chip. I got my languages messed up. I'm sorry.
She is a former CMLL Women's Champion.
Check.
A former CMLL Women's Tag Team Champion.
Check.
The New Japan Women's Strong Style Champion.
Check.
And now she is the first.
One time.
First. Women's NXT double champion, holding both the North American title and the NXT women's title.
Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Dark Angel, La Primavera, Stephanie Vaquer.
Yes.
Stephanie Vaquer, welcome.
In the house.
Bro.
Welcome.
I'm so happy to be here. You say La Primera, the first
La
one.
Primera, yes, thank you. Yeah, the first.
There's one last thing that we'd like to talk to you about. Mm-hmm. And that's the move. The move that sets NXT on fire. The move that makes Booker T lose his mind every week.
Oh, my God.
O'Shea, the move that makes camera ops almost lose their job because they understand the assignment.
Oh, my God, TJ.
Now, full disclosure, we've seen Charlotte Flair use this move before, but not to the effect that you use it.
Yeah.
What is the move called?
Right.
Does it have a name? And if it doesn't, can we name it right now?
Matt Bloom, coach, say Devil Kiss.
The Devil's Kiss.
Devil. Yeah, I love this name. But if people say different name, maybe good because I
Devil's
know.
Kiss is a great name.
Let me ask you, do you like that name, the Devil's Kiss?
Yeah, I like it.
That's it.
That's what it's called.
It's the Devil's Kiss. Oh, yeah, man. As Booker T would say, the Devil's Kiss.
Devil's Kiss.
I never knew the name of it. We'd sit here and talk about it. And like 3 weeks ago, I said to you, does this thing have a name?
Yeah.
Like, what do we call this? So now that is
many people ask me about the name, and I really don't know not have name for my move because my move is weird. I try to mix many things. For example, my finisher is combination. So I try to find a new wrestling style and I make new things. So sometimes ask me about the name and say, I don't know because I never see before that.
Right.
But now I know because I saw a video for Charlotte, but I didn't know. I really didn't know. But I
That's
don't know.
okay.
I think it's big difference.
Yeah.
like I said, it's different. Yeah. It's different.
Yeah, I think it's a big difference between and it's not same. It's not same.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's similar but not same.
Yep.
So
Devil's Kiss.
So that's it, Stephanie. We are at No Contest Wrestling with the double champ Stephanie Vaquer. We are now officially letting Booker T know
Devil's Kiss
by way of Matt Bloom.
Yeah.
The Devil's Kiss. Boom.
Devil
Done.
Kiss.
Official.
I love this.
Let's put it on a t-shirt, Steph.
Our next guest has been called many things. She's a women's Iron Survivor winner.
Yep.
Women's Breakout Tournament winner.
She did that.
She was Women's Superstar of the Year last year.
Check.
She is a former tag team champion, a two-time TJ.
How many?
Two-time.
Oh.
NXT Women's Champion. Yes. She is a lover of Chick-fil-A, a hater of Burger King, bringer of headaches, bringer of problems. But she's not all bad because she's handing out pop rocks all over the women's locker room. Ladies and gentlemen, the prodigy, Roxanne Perez. Welcome to the pod.
Hello. Thank you for the intro.
Share with us what Booker T has meant to you, what that relationship has meant to your career and, your personal life.
So much. Yeah, it's funny you say my personal life because I feel like Booker T has done so much for me, not just as a wrestler, but as a person as well. I walked into his school at 16 years old, and he could have just not really taken me too serious, but he did from the moment he saw me. Him and Charmel, they took me under their wing, and they were kind of like second parents to me in a way. And yeah, Booker T saw something in me that not a lot of people saw, and at 17, 18 years old, I became his youngest Reality of Wrestling Women's Champion in history. So at 18 years old, I was already making history. But yeah, Booker T has been so awesome. And it's really cool that I think it was a few months after I got signed to the WWE, they signed him as an NXT commentator. That was really awesome. I think especially coming into WWE and feeling really nervous, excited but nervous, and then being able to have my mentor there with me made the process so much easier.
Now, I heard on a pod you did, I think you were speaking with Corey Graves, that there's a situation where you weren't necessarily ready for your entrance over at Reality of Wrestling. For those who don't know, can you take us through that story?
Yeah. Okay, so I had a match against a woman named Rachel Rose, and we are in the back, and I was like, can you go check what match is on right now? And she's like, yeah, sure. She leaves, and I have one boot on, and I'm lacing it. And she runs in, and she's like, your music's playing. And I was like, what? You're kidding. She's like, no, your music's playing. I was like, oh my God. I was like, tell them that I'm not ready, or I don't know. So I'm like lacing up my boot, freaking out, and I just hear Booker from down the hall, what the hell? And I was like, was like, oh my gosh. So I
no.
just keep on lacing my boot, and he walks in. He's like, what's going on? He starts yelling. I'm like crying. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I'm trying to go as fast as I can. The girl I'm wrestling has to go out and cut a promo. He walks out of the room, and I hear him down the hall. This is what happens when you think you're over.
Oh, wow.
But then we had a really, really good match. So I came to the back, and he passed by me. He's like, you redeemed yourself, kid.
Oh, nice. Wait,
That must have been like, whew.
yeah, way to kill it. Now,
Yeah, I was like, whew, okay.
now
Get fired from reality wrestling.
we obviously know the history of that backstabbing, but I know somebody who would never backstab you.
No.
What's going on with that pup behind you?
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah, who's that?
This is my dog. Oh, this way. Wyatt.
What?
This
Oh,
is
that's
my
a
dog,
golden?
Wyatt. Yeah, he's a golden. He's the best ever.
What's up, Wyatt?
Say hi.
What a chill dog.
Hi, Wyatt.
He's the chillest ever. Yeah, Wyatt.
How old is he?
He's 1 year old.
Oh, okay. Tell us about that time when you got the call, so to speak, that you were going to be over. What was the feeling? What were you thinking at that point?
I remember freaking out. I got told the day of. Definitely,
wow.
Yeah, probably like a few hours before the show started, and I was not expecting that one bit. Obviously, it was everything that I ever worked for, everything that I ever wanted. It was my first singles title in the WWE, and it was finally happening. I remember getting out of the room, and if Sean sees this, sorry, but he told me don't tell anybody, and I ran to Cora Jade, and I was like, guess what's happening? And she was I was like, don't tell anybody. She was freaking out with me. I called my mom. I was like, you need to be watching tonight. Yeah, that was insane. And I remember winning and literally just crying as soon as they handed me the title. Oh, even the feeling I get right now, like sitting there and then bringing them the title to me and seeing Booker T in the aisleway. It was just like, wow, every single thing that I've done to get here was so worth it. All those 5-hour bus rides by myself on the Greyhound where I was scared for my life. The times where I didn't think that maybe it wouldn't happen. The times where I was so stressed out because it was just a waiting game of like, okay, I started really young. I'm 13 years old. Now I'm 15. Now I'm 16. I still can't get the opportunities because I'm not old enough, but I see the people around me getting the opportunities. And I just had to hold on to the fact that like, okay, one day it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. And that solidified everything. All the hard work was so worth it. And I was just, a 20-year-old kid from a small town called Laredo, Texas. So it's so possible.
Ding dong, hello to our
Hello.
fans at NCWP. We are here with Miss Grand Slam, what we call Mrs. NXT. Still the queen of the wacky inflatable arm flailing tube, man.
Oh my God.
Bayley, welcome to the pod.
That was a great introduction. Thank you. Ding dong, hello.
By the way, I have that T-shirt. I wear it on a regular basis.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I need to bring some new one back. I need to get a
Ding
new
dong,
one.
hello is hilarious.
Yeah, we need
Thank
to talk
you.
show back.
Bring
But
it back.
As I said, we call you Mrs. NXT.
Listen, she's not married, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I'm
like
not
she's
married
married.
to NXT,
You're married to
dude.
the game. You're married to the game.
That's true. That's a good argument. Damn.
All right, well, when you put it that way.
Come on, bro, I'm nice,
Let me
bro.
just switch this. Wait, is that wrong hand? It's been a while.
So, talk to us a little bit about the moment when Triple H spoke to you and, of course, Sasha Banks, and you guys became the first women to main event a pay-per-view in the
Oh
company
man,
history.
that somebody just posted that recently online, so I just watched it probably like 2 weeks ago, and like, man, we had no idea what we were there for one. We were literally sitting there and he said he wanted to talk to us, so she was already up on the road, Raw and SmackDown at that point, so it's just weird that he wanted her there after, like, we were done, we did Brooklyn, we were done, and once he told us the news, I feel like sometimes this gets looked over, but like we were the first women to main event a pay-per-view for WWE ever.
Oh, it's not been overlooked.
And
our questions too.
like, yeah, like, and we've main evented so many times since then, but to be able to be the first and the first women to have an Iron Man match, wrestling her is already a dream. Like, wrestling her is like I feel like every woman's wrestler's dream, because she's just on a different level, has always been. But to be able to do that with her, make history, and just Hunter making it like special. Like, he made us feel special, you know, putting it on that show. I forget what Breaking Ground. You know, calling us early to get there that day, just making us feel like it was important and making us feel that we deserved it. That's another thing. I was just talking about the Rumble, like winning the Rumble last year. Nobody could ever take that from me, and like that's another moment that nobody can take from me.
No, impossible.
Well, speaking of moments, this isn't the first time you and I met. There was a moment back in 2016.
Hope I was nice.
You're nice. I'll set up the scenario. It was Monday Night Raw at the Staples Center. Ashton Kutcher was a guest host on Monday Night Raw that day. Now, I met you in the parking lot of the Staples Center. I was talking to Enzo Amore, and I looked over, and you were standing by yourself. You hadn't debuted yet. And I went over to you. I went over to you, and I was like, so how's it feel? And you were like, what? And I was like, to be next. And you went, well, I don't know about that. And I was like, oh, trust me, we know. And we introduced ourselves. I said, man, you told me your name was Pamela. TJ, I said, legend. Cannot wait. And like I said, nothing that you would remember, but I've always remembered that.
I faintly feel like I remember that. Nobody really asked that question, you know, like, how does it feel to be next?
That's me in the Staples Center, yes. And now that my prediction has come to fruition after all this time.
Oh my God!
Like, just looking back at your career, from that girl who was standing in the corner by herself because you hadn't been called up yet to now, like, is this like mind blowing to you? How far you've come?
Yeah, now that would be almost 9 years ago. Yeah, it is still pretty crazy. I think about it all the time. I just started my 12th year here, January.
Nice.
I'm like, I didn't even think I was going to last like 12 days or 12 weeks when I first got signed. So there is a level of me that I'm always striving to be the best. I want to get to the top. I want to be on the posters. I want to be on the media. I want to do all this stuff. I want to be the girl, you know. But there's also a big side of me that's like, man, I'm so grateful for like how far I've come. Because, you know, that little girl in 2016 may have never made it if she felt like she wasn't good enough, or like didn't listen to people like you and being like, damn, man, maybe I am next. It's getting crazy down here.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I am very grateful for my journey, but I definitely worked for it and definitely had to put up with a lot of crap and definitely had to just look. I always say I got to look at the bigger picture. You know, it's a freaking roller coaster in this business and in life, you know, so you always got to keep pushing through no matter what's going on.
Going home as champion of the world, what does that feel like when you lay your head on the pillow?
The NXT one?
The NXT one, the SmackDown, also your Mania moment, just going home as champion, top of the mountain of whatever brand it is.
Sometimes I'm so numb and so like stressed and so, I don't know, and it doesn't hit me till literally like later, or till I meet people and they tell me what that moment meant to them. I'm like, oh man, I made an impact there, you know. But one of the moments I do remember was Money in the Bank, when I won Money in the Bank and cashed in the same night. Like when I was told everything like that I was doing that night, I'm like, this is crazy, but all right, cool. Like I can do it. It was one of those things where like it's so busy when you get to the back, and then I got to my hotel room and I was just looking at the title and I was like, holy shit, like, sorry.
No, you're good.
Holy crap, that happened so fast, and I just started bawling. And I was just by myself in my hotel. That's never happened to me before. I normally bawl as soon as I win the title, you know, if you saw Brooklyn. And it just like everything came out, and it was just, oh man, this is winning Money in the Bank is also one thing, like winning the Rumble that not everybody gets to do. So having a night like I did that night hit me hard, and I'm sure the Mania one hasn't really even hit me yet. The Rumble one kind of has, you know. It's just weird because it just life moves so fast. It's hard to look, you know, sit in it.
When you're winning as much as she wins.
That's very true.
Like Grand Slams, like what?
It's like asking what was your favorite breath that you took during it.
Now, a question that we ask everybody on NCW. It's our funnest question. You're in a situation where you're out with the girls,
chilling,
getting mimosas.
Hell yeah!
Minding your own business.
Yeah. There's 50 chicks there that don't want y'all in there. I need you to
They're
pick
all hating.
They're hating.
They ain't huggers.
I need you to pick a team of you and 4 other women superstars to make sure you get into the car.
Oh!
They're still mad about the inflatable people thing.
Okay.
definitely murdered them.
Yeah, he definitely sliced and diced,
chop,
you know.
chop.
First one's gonna have to be Naomi because she's got my back no matter what.
Second time Naomi's been wrong.
Oh hell yeah! Oh no. Oh, you know what? People will be surprised, but I'm gonna have to go with Nia. I'll go with Bianca.
Solid.
And there's a chick. She's brand new in NXT. Or she's on the new show they have, and I feel bad that I don't know what it's called right now. I'm so sorry, Mickey James and Undertaker. But her real name is Bayley. Bayley Humphrey.
Okay.
Dude.
First of all, she's got to change her name. That's the first thing that
Right,
happened.
we're going to talk about that.
But let me tell you something. If you haven't seen Bayley Humphrey, like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Like, she's going to KMD.
I don't
she's
even
going to cause much damage.
Honestly, like, I can get in there with just Naomi and Bayley Humphrey. You know, like, that's how insane she is. Yeah.
All right, that's a solid team.
Yeah, there we go.
As we know, you are a big wrestling fan, great superstar, but I need to know, when during your fandom, when was the time that wrestling broke your heart?
Ooh. Oh. It's a real life. It's like part real life, but they put it on TV so I could talk about it. When freaking Lita and Edge kissed. Oh my God. I was so sad. I'm like, how can you do that to me, dude? Like, oh man, the Hardys and Lita were that's my thing, you know? That's what made me feel like I could do this, and then she just turned her back on him. Damn.
Well, that's
a real life one, and I hope that's okay.
Our next guest is one of the best in the business. Before, there were the conspiracy TikToks of Shiloh Hill. This master of criminology was writing letters to the FBI at 10 years old. He would then go on to become a Royal Rumble winner, a Money in the Bank winner, an NXT champion, a two-time tag team champion, an Intercontinental champion, World Heavyweight champion, and a two-time
he did that.
WWE champion that never duplicated. Underappreciated.
That's for sure.
Drew McIntyre. Yeah. Welcome to the pod. Welcome to the pod.
Oh, what an intro. A perfect intro.
Thank you.
Underappreciated Drew McIntyre. The key thing you point out there, the degree in criminology, because I feel like I'm constantly defending myself, pointing out the obvious in WWE, yet everybody just doesn't see the truth, even though I present it to them, and it was logically possible.
21 years old, right? You get signed to WWE. Now, we know you. I was watching TV that day when Vince McMahon called you out and anointed you the chosen one. But before that, there was an original gimmick that they had for you. Do you remember what that was?
There's a couple, but I think the one that's
this one is a guy who is on the side of a camera having pictures taken of himself.
Yeah, that's the one I assumed it was. Yep.
The runway man.
The runway man. And I remember it pitched to me. John Laurinaitis was head of talent relations at the time, and telling me, you know what, Florida Championship Wrestling, which was there prior to NXT, we know today, the original developmental, and he built it up. I was listening to him describe the character and thought, oh no. And then he went, in the name, the runway man. You're going to have your own model runway, and you're going to walk down like a model, and you're going to, oh my goodness. I was picturing in my head, basically, all my dreams were going to hell. The life's work, the Scotsman sign from Scotsman, it was all going down the toilet. The next meeting after Johnny was to go to Vince himself and pitch this idea, and I kind of sat silent, and Johnny pitched it to Vince, and I think Vince saw my face the whole time. And he just said, what do you think? And I thought, whatever you need me to do, I'll make it work. But I had my head down kind of the whole time, and I think he read me like he doesn't want to do this. And thankfully, they let me play closer to myself. But I learned years later it was nowhere close to myself, because it took me till I returned to WWE after getting fired, which we'll probably talk about, before I finally found myself as a wrestler and as a human.
So you ended up, you lost 35 pounds. You were watching YouTube videos, learning how to do a model walk, correct?
Yeah, I looked like an anatomy chart. Shane Helms at the Hurricane described me as an avatar. I used to have the ponytail at the time, and the Avatar was the big movie. If you painted me blue, I would have just looked like a giant avatar. I lost so much weight. And it turns out I didn't need to lose all that weight, because I was coming in as an arse-kicking chosen one when I thought I was going to be this runway man. I was practicing walking the imaginary runway backstage, and I was like, oh my God, I've got 2 left feet. This is going to absolutely bomb. Could have been a disaster. I wonder what I'd be doing in Scotland right now if I was the runway man, because I would not have succeeded in WWE.
Criminology, you'd been doing something.
Yeah, right. You're on CSI.
Yes, now I'm profiling all these idiots that I work with now.
On the very first ever live episode of the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. Keep those claps going. Make some noise for the NXT North American champion.
Gia.
Ricky Sace is in the house, everybody.
This is the revolution.
What a guy.
Yeah, there he is. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ricky Sace, NXT North American.
Yes, sir.
Champion. You're real nice on the mic. You talk a lot of trash, right? So my question is, that didn't just start. That's a skill that's been developed over years and years. So I want to know, what was little Ricky like growing up, man?
Oh, God. Little Ricky was talking trash to people who were way older than me, getting into fights that I shouldn't have been getting into, starting mess with people because I thought it was fun. I grew up a lot around, I hung out with a lot of older people. Like, my mom would take me to house parties that she would go to, and they're playing cards and dominoes, and I would sit there and I would have conversations with them. And so I just learned to talk trash with them, basically. And then as I got older, especially different schools that I went to, I had to figure out a way to protect myself, but also to, listen, I love pissing people off. I find it to be, I find it to be so fun. I'm really a troll in real life, and it's fun to do. I love it. And that's where that all comes from. It's just the practice of it. It's the practice of making somebody so mad that they, start stuttering and going crazy.
So you made your way here to NXT, and I was asking you in the back just about your feelings, and I said to you, are you happy?
Yeah.
So you want to let them know? Are you happy?
Absolutely, I'm happy. I don't think as people we take the time out to really say it out loud, like, oh, I am happy, for once in my life. We have people ask us, like, hey, are you okay? Are you good? And you kind of do the little BS, like, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. But there's never a moment where someone asks you legitimately, hey, are you currently happy in this phase of your life? And for me, that is a big thing right now. Like, wow, I am genuinely happy. Yeah. And it's a great thing it's a great place to be at, obviously, but it feels so good because I have an abundance of happiness to share with other people, right? So
that's awesome.
Yeah. I think it's worth it to anyone really to find what makes you happy. And sometimes I don't know what it is. It just finds me. But yeah, definitely that conversation really was like, yeah, I am happy actually. After this weekend, I was incredibly happy.
I like to ask the questions that you don't always get. That's
right.
Because this is the stuff that they want to know.
Yeah, y'all all hear the same thing. Who's your favorite wrestler? What's your favorite dream opponent? Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, they want to know what's a good match, but they never ask you how good are you,
But don't get it twisted. We are going to ask you those.
I'm for sure.
Oh, yeah, I get that for sure.
Now, something that, it just seems like a good segue because we're talking. He said favorites and things like that. Here at NCW, we like to get the perspective from these superstars from their days as a fan. And for a lot of kids out there, Paul Heyman turning on Roman and Punk, that's going to break their heart.
Yes.
Cody losing last night, I'm heartbroken. You could tell. But Cody losing to John Cena is going to be a moment. What was a moment as a fan?
Well, you're burying it. The John Cena heel turn is...
that's another one, too. What was a moment as a fan where wrestling broke your heart?
When Triple H beat Cactus Jack at No Way Out in 2000.
Okay.
No one ever says that one. That one...
They don't.
Because the next night on Raw, they show this video package of Mick Foley's career to the song of Sarah McLachlan's I Will Remember You. And... I will remember you. Yeah, now they use it for like dog commercials. But I remember running my bathwater and crying and being like, Man,
you went and took a bath and got in your feelings?
Yes, oh man.
McLaughlin will do
I'm
that
a Miss
to you,
Cactus Jack. The worst part was I watched this all on scrambled pay-per-view. We just lost the illegal black box that we had. So I was watching pay-per-views for pretty much free all the time. And then this one pay-per-view, they caught us. And so I had to watch it scrambled. And then the next day, my friend gave me a VHS to watch it, fully. But by then I already knew what was up. And yeah, it was heartbreaking on a lot of levels.
You're out at a bar,
chilling.
It's 50 dudes in there that don't want you in that bar.
They're hating.
I'm used to that.
I need you to pick a team of you and 4 other superstars to make sure you're making it to the car.
And they could be of any era, of any time.
Okay, Haku.
Makes sense.
He's every time.
He's like the leading
We gotta
vote-getter
form this
in
differently.
this. In
Godfather.
All right, nice.
Steve Blackman.
Yo, Lethal Weapon.
And I'm trying to think on this one. I need a good last one, right? Yeah, I would say The Undertaker.
That's a solid one.
PSK crew, baby.
For our next guest, he is your NXT champion.
The ruler.
Oba Femi. Listen, we getting pictures. It's our first
You guys
time
take a
here.
pic and just DM us.
It's our first time here, y'all. Talk to us a little bit about John Cena. Just what he means to the business. If there's anything, if you've ever met him. And, speak on the man with the 17 belts.
Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect. He's very synonymous with those 3 words, but I think one big word is missing: consistency. Boo him, cheer him, rain, sun, hell freezing over. John was always there. John always did his thing. So big respect to John. Funny you bring him up because I just had a very incredible full circle moment with John back there because 2 years ago, before the North American Championship reign, before the NXT Championship reign, before I was even on television, he came to the PC and he watched me wrestle one of the Dark State boys, the Dion Lennox. So we had a PC live match. There are these matches we organize at the PC to, just for the coaches to see where everybody is at. John happened to be there and he watched my match. He called me and Dion to the back. He talked to us for about 40 minutes. He gave us all his insights and everything he knew and he could possibly remember to tell us. He told us, and I just saw John back there 2 years later, longest reigning North American champion, NXT championship, all that, and it was he saw me and he said congratulations, and we shared a moment there, and that was awesome.
Can you share, or do you remember any like the little things, nuances he did share with you back then?
He taught me to always, fight for what I believe in. He also said, pick your battles wisely, because, some people here fight for what you believe in and they feel like they can fight everybody for what they believe in. He kind of guided me to understand what battles are worth fighting for. He understands, there's always going to be a gap between talent and office, and he's a genius because he knows how to navigate those waters and those terrains perfectly to strike that balance between being one of the boys and doing what the office wants you to do. So he shared that knowledge with me,
and it's been very helpful.
That's what's up. You know the situation. 50 dudes in a bar. They don't want you in there. And I need you and a team of 4 other superstars to make sure the ruler makes it to the car. Who's on your team?
So is this NXT or overall?
What y'all want, overall or just NXT?
Across the board.
The people have spoken.
You said all time? Okay.
All time. So let's get the obvious one out of the way. Thou who shall not be named, the Lesnar. He's definitely my number one
for
pick.
us.
Yes. Fit Finlay in his prime.
Yeah, I've heard stories about Fit Finlay back.
I've been coach. He's old now, and even in his old age, he's still the man. Randy in his prime would be a good one. Randy Orton in his prime. How many guys? 5 guys?
Yeah, you need one more.
One more. There's so many to pick from. Let's say Trick Williams.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's say Trick Williams. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Williams fan. I'm not a fan of the whole sports entertainer, flashy sunglasses inside type of. No shade.
That's crazy.
But I'm not a Trick Williams fan, but he has definitely earned my respect. I've done so many dances with that man on the big stage, even in classes with Terry Taylor. Me and Trick have gone the whole way. So Trick Williams is another one I would want behind my back.
Her name might be Tiffany, but she's not handing out black and blue boxes. She's handing out black and blue eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Tiffany Stratton.
Yes.
Y'all know what time it is to the No Contest Wrestling Podcast.
Hello. That's actually a really cool little slogan. I think I might steal that.
Hey, you got
We're
it.
not
You
handing
have
out
it.
black and blue boxes. We're handing out black and blue eyes.
That's right. That's right.
That's awesome.
You are part of my favorite women's Money in the Bank match ever. All right. That it was such a banger. But in that match, you and Naomi are in the ring. You do a cartwheel into an Alabama slam. And I heard you say that is a move that you never want to take. What other moves out there do you dread taking?
That's a really good question. There's not a lot of moves that I like taking. I think power bombs can be really crappy to take because sometimes people will yank you down. Sometimes people will just let you float down. Power bombs, Nia Jax's finisher. Jade recently started doing, she calls it the Eye of the Storm, the Thunder Bomb, I think. It's like similar to a Thunder Bomb. And you spin around and she power bombs you. And I have to hold my head up just because the whiplash and the momentum coming down. So that's pretty crappy to take. But yeah, any sort of power bomb.
You're in a bar, you're on the beach, enjoying mimosas, the good life. Everything's going well.
As the champion should.
As the champion should. There's 50 ladies in this venue that don't like that you're there.
No, they ain't down with Tiffy time.
Yeah, they're not wearing their watches. They don't know it's Tiffy time. So I need you to pick a team of you and 4 other superstars to make sure that the champ is getting to the car.
All right. That's a really good question.
And Tiff, these don't have to be ladies this could be from any era if you want.
Okay. So first I'm going to pick Nia Jax.
That makes sense.
Yeah, she picked you.
Nia Jax, Bianca Belair. I don't know why. I feel like she can fight. I know Nia Jax can fight. Bianca, probably Mitchin. I feel like she can fight too. She's quite hardcore.
Get that long back
she loves
attack
her
going.
kendo sticks, so she might bring a kendo stick along with her. Who else? Rhea Ripley, for obvious reasons. I mean, she looks scary in the best way possible. And
That's it. That's who you go. That's you, Nia,
4.
Bianca, Michin, and Rhea. That's a heck of a bar fight crew.
That's my group.
Solid team.
You know what I mean? Because Michin is out there, will be out there giving the long back attack, smacking people with the kendo stick, and Nia just be clearing out half the bar, and Bianca will be wilding out. And Rhea, you might not even have to fight, Tiff. You might just be able to sit there and keep sipping on whatever you're sipping on.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the perfect group. That was my plan. I don't fight.
Hold on. I'm not going to let this slide, man, because we had Nia Jax on. And Nia Jax said, listen, you guys get a different version of Tiffany when you guys watch her, all right? She's got some fire behind those eyes. So I'm not trying to hear all that. I'm not here to fight nonsense.
She said that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I do have a little bit of a fighter side to me. But it takes a lot for me to get there. So I'm not going to want to have to get there. And that's why I picked this group.
Today, TJ, we might as well be Crockett and Tubbs because we on Vice Unit today, bro. We on Vice Unit today. Our next guest is a black belt in Taekwondo, if I'm not mistaken. The daughter of a grandmaster. Plain and simple, she kick ass, TJ. She kick ass.
I've seen it.
All right, she was a former winner of the NXT Breakout Superstar Tournament and is currently the #1 contender for the NXT Women's title. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Lola Vice to the pod.
Hi.
Welcome,
Thank you
welcome.
for having me. Welcome to Vice City.
Are you kidding? What a pleasure.
Can you talk to us a little bit, us mere mortals, of what it's like to be in a ladder match or any of those matches that are just like weapon bound?
Okay. And let me tell you something. That was the only match I said I would never want to do in the WWE was a ladder match. So, of course, Lola wants to be on Stand to Deliver, and I qualify for the ladder match for the North American Championship. I don't know why I did that to myself, but I was like, I'm going to have to figure this out. I'm a grounded fighter. I don't like heights. The first time I climbed up the thing, I was trembling. You have no idea. I was so nervous and so scared for this match. And those ladders hurt more than the cage. I'm not going to lie to you. But somehow in the moment you have adrenaline, you really want that title, and you climb up there as fast as you can. But, and it feels way worse in the arena than like I found a ladder at the PC and I set it up, which I was terrible at setting it up too, but whatever. So I'm trying to set it up. I was like, okay, I could do this. This isn't that bad. Then you get to the arena, you're like, oh my God, why do I do this to myself?
So this was the first time that Lola Vice and TJ, we kind of had an interaction, if we could play that right now.
Lola, please be okay. Oh
And as you can see,
funny.
That was Saul winning the title. And I was just amazed that the fact that you even heard me and then you rolled over to like respond. Like, it's crazy. You remember that.
Are you okay? I'm not okay.
You're like, I'm not okay. And my reaction, the only thing I could be was like, oh no. Like,
I actually remember that happening. I was laughing like inside. I was like, oh my God, this is so funny.
And then we happened.
And I was also like admiring Soul, like being up there. I was so happy for her. Yeah, that was a great moment.
I didn't want to get you in trouble or anything, but I had to check to make you were right there. I had to see that you were okay.
I really appreciate you checking on me. Trust me. I really do.
I'm a man of the people.
My back was killing me.
Before you made that move, you were pretty famous for something else. Let's talk about that famous knockout in Bellator 243 when you put Tara Graff night, and then followed by that celebration.
I'm a very petty person, right? Like,
yes.
So my problem in MMA was that they were stereotyping me that I can't like do TikToks and like be a professional fighter. I've been fighting since I was 3 years old, right? So it's like I'm a woman that does both. Like, it's just something I enjoy. I've always loved dancing. I like those things. So when the woman at MMA would just underestimate me because I was feminine, it would piss me off. So that fight actually was during COVID. Like all sports were off, and Bellator was one of the only ones that were actually like doing a show. And it was in Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, the whole situation. And I wanted nothing more but to knock out this woman so bad, right? But in that moment, like it wasn't even plans. Like I knocked her out, I finished the fight, and just to be petty, I decided to dance on top of her. But it wasn't something I planned. It just came out naturally because I was so pissed off. Like I had screams, I'm gonna keep doing my TikToks. She's unconscious on the floor. I'm a little crazy, and everyone in the PC says it. And I don't know why, but I think now I'm starting to I think I've had a little damage done to me. Not lying.
And that wasn't a quick dance. You put it on for a minute.
No, I did a whole show. I did a whole performance. Crazy.
Coming to the stage, he is a multiple-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes, sir.
A multiple-time Tag Team Champion. The man has done everything. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Royal Rumble winner.
Rumble.
The man lost an eye.
Lost his eye, then come back.
Lost his eye, got it back.
20/20 vision, 20/40.
Who's that jumping out the sky? R-E-Y. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Rey Mysterio!
Booyaka! Booyaka! Booyaka!
Rey Mysterio!
I always say, being a junior myself, that the heaviest two letters in the alphabet are J and R when they're next to each other, all right? You take on a lot. Now, I know that was your uncle and you know, things like that, but when you finally decided, I'm going out as Rey Mysterio Jr., kind of take me through that process and that mindset.
So for me, it was like I knew from the moment that I saw wrestling for the first time, that's what I wanted to do. I grew up watching my uncle, going to wrestling school with my uncle. He would let me go in the ring and roll around. I'm talking 5, 6 years old. And then watching him wrestle every Friday night in Tijuana. Coming back home with him, unpacking his gear, laying out his mask, his boots, and that to me was like really cool. Like I knew I wanted to do that from the moment I fell in love. Right. And I started training, and at the age of 15, I was 14 going into 15. I got my first opportunity, and I've always wanted to be the junior. Yeah. Like that was something I didn't know how much pressure it was gonna take. Yeah. But that's what I wanted to do. And at the time, I'm talking late 80s, the juniors and the son of the certain wrestlers were very popular at that time. Hijo del Santo, Blue Demon Jr., Rayo de Jalisco Jr., so I wanted to follow in that path. But my first wrestling name, unfortunately, was the Green Lizard.
Yes.
But when my uncle decided to put the name or to add me as one of the family members as Rey Mysterio Jr., that was 2.5 years into my professional career, and I was completely honored. Again, I had no idea the pressure and the hard work that came behind it, but I knew I was ready. I felt it deep down in my heart that I was good to go.
That's what's up. Rey, who would have been a bigger star in wrestling? The Green Lizard or the Hummingbird?
Personally, I think the Hummingbird.
Okay. So for those who don't know, those were some of the names you wrestled under.
Yes. So the Green Lizard was a one-time thing. And then after that, my uncle at the time was very good at giving names to up-and-coming wrestlers. He would design the masks, the outfits, and he would say, you know what? We're going to call you this. So for me, it was the Hummingbird, in Spanish, colibrí. And he said, you're going to use pastel colors, you know, the turquoise, the light yellows, the whites. And that was kind of like my identity for almost 2.5 years. And at the time, I was very comfortable with that. I was like, cool, I'll roll with that. I mean, I didn't tell him, but I was thinking in my head, I really wanted to be Rey Mysterio Jr. or the son of Rey Mysterio, but if Hummingbird it is, then I'll roll with it. And I got so comfortable with that name that when he surprised me and walked in the ring in one of my matches prior to the match starting, he came out. I was like, what's he doing out here? He grabbed the mic, he made the announcement. You guys know that Colibri is my nephew, but from this moment on, he will now be Rey Mysterio Jr. And I was like, whoa. And he had
no
mask.
idea.
No idea. He had a mask already made for me with the design that he would use. And we kind of took off the Colibri mask without showing my face, put on the Rey Mysterio Jr. mask, and from that moment on, I became Rey Mysterio Jr.
Dom was on our podcast a few months ago, and he had some interesting things to say about his upbringing and how tough. Dom had a very tough life in San Diego, apparently.
It was rough, bro.
We know this because he told us how hard his life was. So I just want to let you, Ray, you guys can hear it, Ray. Dom had some things to say about how hard he had it growing up.
Growing up in the hard streets of San Diego, where
it's no joke down there, Dom.
It's no joke, man. Where I asked for a Mercedes, got a BMW. Rough. I had my own room, but across was my sister. So I didn't even get my own upstairs space. It was really hard.
That's insane.
I had to do my own laundry, which is crazy. I didn't even get paid for it either.
This is insanity.
Which I'm pretty sure is illegal. It's child labor. And to make matters even worse, when I did do stuff here in WWE for SummerSlam and I ended up getting paid for that, I never knew where the money went.
So, Ray,
my God.
I mean, I gotta admit that last part he said is true.
Oh my! You heard it. You heard it here first.
The money.
Dom is a survivor.
I don't understand how. Look, he wanted a Benzo. You got him a Beamer. He didn't have his own wing in the house, and Leah was across the hall from him. He had to wash his own drawers.
And didn't get paid.
And he didn't get paid. Ray, I don't want to call you a monster or anything, but I'm surprised the kid lived, to be honest with you, because I wouldn't have made it personally.
All he needed to say is that he cooked his own food. Because, god damn, is he lying. Man.
So you saying that's not true? You saying that Dom lied?
Out of everything he said, the only thing that's true is that he did work at SummerSlam and prior leading into that pay-per-view, and he didn't see a single dime.
Yeah.
Where'd the money go? I don't know, Dom. Where did it go?
Oh, listen.
Maybe that was a payment for the BMW that he got.
Our next guest, TJ, for the No Contest Wrestling Podcast, he is a two-time Money in the Bank winner, a two-time Grand Slam champion, 25th Triple Crown champion in the history of the company, a 9-time Tag Team champion, 2-time United States, 8-time Intercontinental, and 2-time WWE champion. He's from Cleveland, 20-plus year vet, had some time in Los Angeles, but we're not talking about LeBron James. We're talking about The Miz, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much.
Ray, welcome The Miz to the
it's
show.
good to be on the #1 wrestling podcast.
I'm trying to tell you.
It's good to have you.
Man. It's good to have you, man. Take us through that first night, laying your head on the pillow as champion of the world.
I'm going to go before that, okay?
Yeah.
So before that, I have Money in the Bank. Everyone is talking about how I'm going to be the first ever to cash in the Money in the Bank and lose, because up until then, no one's cashed in and lost yet. Everyone's like, The Miz will be the guy. He'll be the one guy that does it. So I get to Orlando that day, and I kind of find out you're going to cash in today and win. Now, I wanted it to keep a secret, obviously, but I remember I did something on the show before this because I believe it was the main event, and it was Randy Orton versus the entire Nexus team. He was going up against all the characters of Nexus, the superstars, and I was going to go in. He was going to injure him. He was going to get injured. Cash in, go after the leg. And by the way, previous to this, we were having promo classes. And during that promo classes with Vince McMahon, that day, he wanted us to get our inner animal out. So we'd had to cut promos like dogs. I watched Sheamus and Wade Barrett cut a promo as dogs. Roof, roof.
You on all fours?
And I'm telling you, like, that was promo class that day. But honestly, when I got in that match, and if you watch that match back, you can see, like, I am literally channeling an inner animal. I am seeing the injury, and when an animal sees an injury, that's your target. That's where you go. When a shark smells blood in the water, they target that, right? Yeah. So that's what my mindset was. So it helped, that promo class helped me get into that, lock into that mode, right? So I go after Randy Orton. I hit the Skull Crusher finale. I pin him 1, 2, 3. And so many emotions. Like, you don't understand what happens in that instance because everything slows down but speeds way back up, right? So everything slows down where I hear 1, 2, 3. I'm so excited because I know I have to celebrate because I'm so conditioned. When you win, you celebrate bigger because then everyone can see. The last people up there can see. But emotionally and inside, I'm going, oh my God, it actually happened. It actually happened. Yes, yes. And then all of a sudden you feel the kind of almost everything you've been through. Getting kicked out of the locker room, every day going to Deep South Wrestling and telling myself, one more day you can do it. One more day. This is so tough. This is the toughest thing I've ever had to endure. Like, my body aches. My mind is going every which way because I feel like I should be somewhere, but I'm not where I want to be. And I have to keep trying, keep struggling. And then you get to WWE. You get kicked out of the locker room. Nobody likes you. Everyone's telling you you're going to get kicked out and you're going to get fired within 3 months. All these things are going in my head in that moment. And this is within 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden I get up on the second rope and I feel myself being like, yeah, and seeing the crowd kind of react in both awe, cheering, and booing.
Yeah.
Like seeing, and then like being up there and seeing the audience, I almost was in tears, but then I'm sitting there thinking, you can't cry right now.
Not right now.
You're the WWE champion. Like, you see the Austin crying, you see The Rock crying, no, you want to be that guy. So you're like, yes, I am the guy. But you also feel an immense amount of pressure because you know what comes with a WWE championship. You are now the face of the company. You are what everybody is set out to be and do. And it's in November. And so I know WrestleMania is coming up. And am I going to keep this title for that long? So you're going through all these emotions. So then I get backstage and people are clapping backstage, shaking my hands. I went up to Vince. I told him, I won't let you down. You made the right decision. Because nobody really knows this, but Vince was on me from whenever I lost to John Cena at the Great American Bash. And I just got mopped the floor with. Vince was on me. You need to be serious. You can't be such a goof. You're too goofy. Goofy doesn't sell. I want you to put asses in seats.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yes, sir. So after every match, he would literally just be like, you need to do this better. You need to do this better. You need to do this better. I've seen him do it with many talent, but then he was taking an interest in me.
Yeah.
And I was a sponge. And not only did I have him, but I had Randy Orton to work with live events. I had John Cena to work with live events. I had Shawn Michaels take me back and literally saying, Mike, this is what you need to be doing. Hunter would take me aside and he would show me how to punch because he didn't like my punches. All these veterans now were taking me aside and doing that. And so as I was getting uplifted, winning the United States Championship, winning the tag team titles, winning Money in the Bank, I was learning stuff and learning. So then all that came to there. So that night, everyone claps, everyone shakes my hand. Where do you go? Do you go celebrate? I mean, right? Like, we're in Orlando. Let's go to a club. Man, I went to Denny's.
Yeah.
I went to Denny's and had a barbecue chicken skillet.
Yeah, a championship.
And with my soon-to-be wife,
Grease.
Right. So that's how we celebrated my WWE championship. We went to Denny's on a date, and we went back, and we were exhausted. We went to sleep, flew the next day to L.A., and started my journey on literally doing everything and anything I possibly could to be the best WWE champion I could be.
We got to ask you our number one question.
All right.
You're in a bar.
Yes.
There's 50 dudes in that bar,
Yeah.
and they can't stand the Miz.
They're haters.
Haters.
I've had this happen, actually.
I need you to pick
real
a
story,
team
Shay.
of you and 4 other superstars to make sure the Miz is getting in the car.
Well, the Usos are number 1 and 2.
All right.
Because it's happened.
All right. Shout out to
And I'll never forget. Guy just literally we were just hanging out.
What city were we at?
I don't remember, man. We were after like a Monday Night Raw or a Friday Night SmackDown. We were kind of eating, and a dude just goes, "Hey, Miz from Real World, blah blah blah." And let me tell you something: the Usos don't play. Okay, the Usos don't play, so they've always had my back ever since day one, and to this day. So I will always take the Usos, and honestly, I'll take any Samoan. Any Samoan.
Makes
I'm
sense.
telling you, they are the toughest. Umaga.
Yes.
Give me Umaga all day, every day, and I'll take Jacob too.
Oh yeah,
Why wouldn't you?
It's a solid team.
So is that?
Yeah, that's it.
Is
The
that it?
Usos,
Is that it?
Umaga, and Jacob.
Yeah, I'm taking all Samoans all day long
Right.
because they just have that. And by the way, in the ring, if you're in the ring with a Samoan, and I know a lot of people won't understand this, Samoans are just so smooth and so good. There's a reason why Jimmy and Jey are at the top of where they're at, where they become as a tag team.
Yeah.
And the reason they're there is because of how good they truly are. And I think Jacob, the world is his oyster. Like, I think he has all the talent to become whatever he wants to be in this business, because I watch and I see the little intricacies, the little things, the connection with the audience that they all have. I mean, you watch Jey come out there, the entire arena is erupting.
Yep.
And they feel that energy that they have. And I think Jacob has that same energy when he's in the ring. I want to see what he's going to do next. So I really can't wait to see what they'll be able to do.
Seth Rollins did an incredible job guest hosting the Rich Eisen show. You can look out for all of those YouTube clips. But he also, at one point, right off the bat, he explained to us what happened to his knee.
I'm sitting down. I look great. I can see myself on the monitor right here. I look great. I'm not going to lie. But underneath this monitor, I do have a leg brace on. Over in the corner are my crutches. This past Saturday, I was in a match on Saturday Night's Main Event, which a special on NBC on Peacock. I was in a match with LA Knight, and I hurt my knee. I was doing a move that I do all the time. It's a moonsault, a backflip. In this particular instance, I was landing not on my belly, but I was landing on my feet. When I landed, I felt my knee kind of pop and buckle. We got out of the match and we moved forward. Monday, I was in Birmingham, Alabama, where our specialists are at. We tried to take a look at the knee through some imaging. It was a little too swollen, so we're going to take another look, hopefully in a week or two here in LA, to try to get some sort of firm diagnosis, and then we can go from there. I am not a doctor. I only know my body and what I feel, and what I feel is that this is going to be me out for an extended period of time.
First off, just on a human level, like mentally, how are you? Because you're on a roll right now in your business, and then for this to happen to you, man, like, are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's no good time to get injured. There's no like, oh, this is the best time of year for this to happen, or, you're not being used very much, so, you can take a break. But this is not my first rodeo. I had a very serious knee injury, same knee actually back in 2015. I was in a much different state of mind at that point in my career, where I was still feeling like I needed to work to get to the top. Now I'm sort of at the top. I've had multiple injuries over the years, so I know what it feels like to take a step back. But also, I have the confidence in our roster and in our team that they're going to be able to move things forward in a way that's entertaining. Like, I don't want to say they don't need me, but like, we're good. We're in a good place right now, and when I come back, I'll be better than ever.
Someone who maybe, let me spit that out, right? Pause. Was a little more upset than you. You know who that was? That might have been.
That pause was great.
That might have been the host of the Rich Eisen show. Rich Eisen, because Rich isn't into the wrestling like we are, right? Rich don't understand. So you can understand that Rich was a little bit confused after getting a phone call saying, yes, that's her. He's still coming to host the show. Yeah. And then what happened? So we had Seth Rollins zoom into the Rich Eisen show this afternoon. This is exclusive, baby. We got this before Raw. Ooh. And Seth had some stuff to say.
I wish I could be there so you guys could touch this. You guys played an integral role. In this. I think they're calling it the ruse of the century.
You were limping around like you were limping around here.
I'll tell you what.
I'm saying. You're limping.
I'll tell you what. Limping around on those crutches for 3 weeks was excruciating. That was painful because not only did I go and do your show for a few days, I went to the gym on the crutches. I took my daughter down to Manhattan Beach for some ice cream on the crutches. I dropped her off at preschool on the crutches. I went to a nice steak dinner with my wife and Bianca Belair and Montez Ford with crutches. I did it all on crutches, and I'm telling you, it was excruciating. The crutches alone were painful. I thought I was going to get a shoulder injury, a real one.
As someone who sat here and believed in the ruse, who got up and walked your crutches to you when I thought you
walked
were hurt.
his crutches to him?
I got up and made sure
made
he didn't
him
have
walk his crutches to you.
He didn't make me. I was obligated because the knee was hurt. I felt like his crutches were a distance from him. So after each show, I went and grabbed his crutches.
To all of the folks out there who played a small role, the TJs who handed me the crutches, and those who opened doors and held open doors and made the lady who pushed me in the wheelchair at the airport, everybody who played a small role in this wonderful endeavor. Your additions are appreciated.
Yes.
Thank you. From the world champion, from me to you, thank you. Guys, we did it. This is for the people, not just me. It's for the people.
For the people. And no matter how bad I feel, I mean, it can't be anything compared to CM Punk. So I get it. Seth, I get it.
Hey, karma's a B word, man. Karma's a B word. It'll come back to get you.
We were in New York, the Rich Eisen show last week. We did our show from the ESPN studios in New York, and which that in itself was kind of mind-blowing. But we had Gunther. He came on to the show, which was amazing. And he basically, like you said, he told us what was going to happen. And here you go. You can watch it for yourself.
Cena's career is being put to bed regardless, right? Okay.
That is one way to look at it. Yeah, well, on No Contest Wrestling, we put it like that. Yeah.
Put to bed in a way that maybe Cena doesn't want it put to bed, or fans might want to see it put to bed, right? I mean, am I correct, Gunther?
Well, let's compare it to a book. The last chapter will be written on Saturday. It's just a question. Is it going to be a happy end, or is it going to be a heartbreak?
Exactly.
And I'm going to do everything in my power that it's going to be a heartbreak. So,
are you ready to become the most hated man in the world of sports and entertainment if you get that 3 count Saturday night?
Yes. In fact, he has been pinned many times before. I mean, he's a wrestler for, I don't know how long is his career, 25 years,
yes.
Something. So that's normal, but he hasn't been submitted in a very, very long time.
I think Kurt Angle submitted him in 2008, I believe, so it's been a while. So is that something that you're looking to do? His motto is never give up, right? And you did a promo last week, and you mentioned something about giving up.
Yes.
So is that what you're looking for? Are you going to do away with the power bomb? Are you looking to choke John Cena? Or are you looking to make John Cena say, I quit in his last match?
I'm looking for him. Yeah, I'm looking for him to give up, to admit he can't go no more. That's what I'm going to go for. And I think that's what the drama is as well in that match.
Walk me through exactly how you see that moment happening on Saturday night, if you could choose it.
Exactly?
Yeah.
Well, don't have that much fantasy. I'm just going to see myself wrap my arms around his neck and pull really hard, and then I'm just going to look down. I'm going to see his hand. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, he might. What's the saying? I'll tell you something, but I won't tell you a lie. What's that saying?
Yeah. I don't know, something wild.
I might tell you a story, but won't tell you a lie. He basically told us what he was going to do to John Cena during that interview, and as you can see here, this was just the beginning of the end.
She is a two-time women's tag team champion, a two-time WWE women's champion, the only superstar in the history of the company to be in 2 Rumbles on the same day.
2.
Queen of the Ring, also a PWI Rookie of the Year.
Woo!
She's also
not
a
like
fan.
Most girls.
She's a fan of an iced Americano with sugar-free mocha, almond milk, and 2 Splendors. Nia Jax, welcome to
the
pod.
Yes, with my order. I love this.
Thanks for joining us. Jim Ross is famous for saying wrestling ain't ballet, right? What you men and women, you go out there and do, you put your body on the line and, split seconds, inches are the difference between something good happening and something bad. You obviously, there was a moment back in 2018 where you hit Becky Lynch, right? And I remember watching that, and at that moment when she was sitting there bleeding, I literally went on Twitter and said, that just made her a super duper star. And I truly believe that without that happening, the man does not rise to the heights that she got to. As great of a performer as she was, there was just something about that moment of that crimson mask. What are your thoughts or your memories of that day and that just unfortunate moment that actually kind of worked out to her favor?
So let me just go back to the moment. We were coming off of a tour. We're going into Survivor Series. I just remember one of the producers saying, hey, we need to sell this. Go out there and say sorry later. We'll just say that. So I'm in the ring, and of course, being the biggest girl, I feel like I'm the biggest target, like everybody wanted to come for me, and that was fine. I just remember getting like whacked in the back of my head, like getting nailed. And I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, at first I turned around and it was Lana, and I kept shoving her off. And then I got in the corner with Naomi, and we're going at it. I love beating her ass. And, and then all of a sudden I'm getting these freaking nails in the back of my head again. And I just remember turning around and being like, this bitch better stop hitting me in the back of my damn skull. So I just turn around and I throw my hand. I swear my fist wasn't closed. I'm going to just, okay, if this is a jury, my fist was not closed.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, because closed fists are illegal, Nia. You know that.
I know.
That's true.
It was an open fist. It wasn't fully closed. I didn't clench. You see how big that is?
I'm saying that right there looks frightening to me.
That's sharp. That's sharp right there, TJ.
Them knuckles is will cut you.
Thank you. So I just kind of wanted to push her off of me. Whoever it was, I wanted to just get off of me. And it happened to be Becky. My big middle knuckle crossed the bridge of her nose, and I remember hearing and then she went down, and I went back to what I was doing because, there were some other things that had to happen, and I didn't think anything of it in the moment. And then I remember going to the ground because we all had to get to the ground somehow, and just seeing the blood coming out of her face. And I was like, I think I did that. I was like, I think that was me. And it like the air came out of my lungs. I was like, oh man, in the moment, it was like, bitch, get off of me.
Yeah.
Like we're going. And if you really want to brawl, let's be real. You don't want to brawl with an angry Samoan.
No.
I'm just going to say that. You don't want to brawl with an angry Samoan. You don't want to keep poking the tiger. And the tiger was poked. And that's what happened in the moment. Now, do I think it catapulted her to a next level? Yeah, she looked like a straight badass, continuing on, getting in that with Ronda and walking out of in that audience with that awesome shot of her bleeding. Mm-hmm. Hands down to her. But I do think it is a combination of Becky being incredibly talented, the shot of her with, the blood on her face, being able to complete what happened even after being knocked out. I give her all the props in the world for what happened, but don't with a crazy Samoan. I mean, don't mess with an angry Samoan. Sorry, bleep it.
No, it's there. We said it. We love that.
Surprisingly, back in November 2021, you were released from the company. Like I said, it was a shock to all of us. Major return a few years later, but how did you regroup after that?
I realized that I needed to work on myself. Like I lost who I was. I got caught up in the business. I got caught up in dumb stuff that sometimes you do get caught up in this business, like winning and losing and bookings and whatever, instead of realizing what a blessing it is to be in the position that I was and remembering who I am and where I came from. I remember Nikki Bella reaching out and saying, because I told the Bella twins at the time, or Garcia twins, I apologize, that I was just having a hard time, and they reached out with a life coach that they used, and her name was Carrie. And I remember just having these really great sessions with Carrie and really diving into myself again and figuring out like what makes me me and what made me happy again, because I was losing my happy.
So what would you say has been the biggest difference in this run as opposed to your previous stint at the company?
I think I just don't give a shit anymore. I think I'm just caught up in making, I don't care, if I have to go out there in a clown suit and twerk in front of 50,000 people, I'm going to make that the best clown suit twerking session anybody's ever seen. I don't give a shit about like what people think and how it's going to come off. I'm going to go out there and give it the best I can. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to make sure that match is incredible. I'm going to make sure my promos are incredible, at least to the best of my ability. And I'm going to make the best of everything I can. And so I think before I was just a little, hesitant and second guessing myself. And now I don't second guess myself. I'm confident in who I am and what I bring to the table.
And it's funny just to go on that, O'Shea, and I know you've seen some of the clips of you at house shows reading fan signs. God. Like some of the stuff that you say, I'm like, yo, she is on one out there. I try to explain to people who, my friends who aren't into wrestling yet, I'm drawing a lot of them in now, especially with this, how much fun a house show is.
Yes.
And it seems like you guys, you have the most fun at house shows, and you in particular. Like I said, we've seen the videos of you reading signs and kind of giving it back to the people. How much fun is it for you performers to be on a house show as opposed to being on TV?
Well, on TV, we have to hit, certain angles, certain times. We got commercial breaks, like you can't go over. On a house show, it's like a special treat for the fans. It's almost a one-on-one with them. They get to see us, I'm interacting, whether they're popping popcorn in my mouth or I'm swigging somebody's beer. One time they didn't catch that, but like Cody Rhodes' mom like poured water on me. I was like, I'm so thirsty. But like, or I'm grabbing the mic and I'm cutting a promo on somebody carrying a sign that says Nia Jax sucks. Like, it's totally fine and I welcome it. But this is, it's just something special that, you don't get when you watch it on TV. You got to show up to a live event. You never know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to twerk in my face. You don't know what kind of butt cheeks you're going to see. Like that's what the live events are for. They're there to entertain the fans so that they, they get a little something special that they wouldn't get if you're watching TV.
One of the most exciting tag teams that we've seen in the WWE in quite some time. Sure. The athleticism, the chemistry in and out the ring. They so in tune that their favorite football teams even got the same initials. Well, they are 4-time tag team champions off the main roster and NXT. They are the smoke bringers, synonymous with the solo cups. Ladies and gentlemen, the Street Profits are on No Contest.
What's good?
Oh, what a treat.
Yeah.
What a treat. We've been wanting these cats for a minute since we kicked this whole thing off. Street Profits was on the list.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all having us, making the time.
Thank you for having us.
We had Mark Henry on the podcast early. He was telling us about how, he kind of would tell wrestlers maybe, don't date within the business, especially us. We can't be doing that. And then, of course, he gets a phone call and then we had Bianca on the pod, and she clarified Mark Henry's story. So, Montez, why don't you give us your version?
So what she tell you? What she tell you?
Said that you had to ask Mark before all that courting start happening.
You had to call her dad and Mark
Henry.
Man, they put the pressure on me, man. I did not have it easy at all. So I remember a little bit before that, her parents were they went to Myrtle. Well, they go to Myrtle Beach every year for the anniversary, and I remember the whole family was over there. She was taking me over there to pretty much talk to him, and I'm like, God dang! So I had to do her father and Mark Henry. It was a whole process. But I remember with Mark, I think it was around because Mark told her not to date nobody, nobody, and I was like, oh God, man. So we were the first couple to actually I feel like we was like one of the first, or probably the first couple to actually like break it out in the PC, because like it used to be a thing where like, man, you don't date in the business, man. You don't date in the business.
Do you remember like the first time seeing her and you going, yo, I got to shoot my shot, man?
Man, that was so it was like, so we had this function at work one time, and like one of the girls like in her locker room like invited everybody to go out to sushi. Now mind you, like I ain't never messed with sushi. I didn't like the difficulty of eating it. It was just too much of a process, you know.
I get it. I don't need it either.
Now I love sushi, you know, besides all of this. But I went there, and I remember I showed up and she was in like this red dress and like just very sleek, beautiful, like bright, like colorful person. I just remember seeing that and being so attracted to that, and like just being attracted to her smile. I know it's crazy that sounds, just like her smile. So it's like one of the main reasons why I act so crazy on TV, because she always laughing about it.
Yeah.
But just like, man, just like a genuine like person that just made me want to be better from like day one. And literally from that night we met up, like we never separated from that point. You know, like we helped each other with our life transitions, and like from wrestling, from growths to peaks and valleys, and just keeping ourselves grounded. Literally, like that's like my best friend. So, but that's when I known like that first night we hit off. I was like not giving her no play the whole time though, because I was just trying to make sure this is what she wanted. You know, like she was trying to talk to me. She was trying to sit beside me in movie theaters. Like she even bought me a drink. I know.
I see you, boy.
She was setting the signs, man, but I was just trying to make sure, like, hey, if this what you want to do, then you know that consent. The consent.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Smart.
So Doc, he's saying he was playing hard to get. Is this true? I said he said Ted's making it seem like he was playing hard to get. Is this how you saw this situation?
Yes.
Babe, come here. I'll bring her right now. Come here, babe.
I ain't gonna lie.
Come here, babe.
For that night,
I'll
bro.
bring her right now. Give me a 2-second cameo.
We got a no contest favorite in the building.
No contest favorite is very true.
There she is. Hey.
Get off the stage.
What's up, B?
Hey.
How you been?
I'm good. I hear y'all talking from the other room. Yes, he was giving me no play.
Damn.
Wow.
What a star.
Man.
No play.
What a strong man.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make sure this is what she wanted to do. That's all. You know. Yeah, pick your battle sometime.
And as she came in, she gave the thumbs down to Doc. And so what you guys said is true. That is brother and sister right there.
I don't know why y'all got him on here.
You know why she mad? 42-17. That's why.
Right, bye. I'm out.
42-17. Ohio State over Tennessee.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
See, that's why y'all can't get along.
My mama taught me if I ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. So it's nice to see y'all.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Because of him.
Hey, for your anniversary, $2 gift cards. It's a gift, all right?
Now you really about to.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Now
See, I want to be on a road trip with those two.
That's
You know
fun
what I'm
right
saying?
there. But Dawkins,
y'all just saw a sample. That's all the time.
Our next guest is a part of one of the most star-studded NXT rosters I've seen in quite some time. We always hear the phrase "heart of a lion," but don't say that to this LSU Tiger, because like Joel Embiid, TJ, she don't play.
Yo.
Wait, let me finish. A former D1 soccer star who changed her definition of going for gold. If you want some liquid courage, she'll give you a shot of hypnotic that'll knock you right out. And they call it a truth because the hip don't lie, TJ.
Shakira.
And when she's out of the ring, she likes to cozy up with a good book. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Jada Parker to the pod.
No, thank you.
By the way, you don't know that cozy line is a bar. That's her dog.
Oh, he
is it research?
I'm nice, boy.
So I guess we got to do that thing real quick that we have to do.
What?
You know.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Miss Parker.
We got a time machine, right? Don't ask how I got it. It's just a lot of
internet
paperwork. Just know it's here. All right. So I'm going to put you in the time machine, Jada Parker, and I'm going to let you travel to any point in time for you to pick 5 women that you get to main event WrestleMania with. 5 women that you think you could have a banger of a match with.
Okay.
From any point, like I said.
And there are 5 individual matches.
5 individual matches, yeah.
All right. So first, I'm gonna get this big one out the way. China.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
A bull. I would say Jacqueline.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that one. Of course, Jazz, because I'm trying to see what type of dog she got in her, you know.
That's aggressive.
Right. And then I'll take 2 from this. I'll say EO. Even though I know at the end of the day, like, she is a hell of a wrestler, but we fight when I get in there.
Yeah,
that's
she
all.
go.
You feel me? And then probably the last one, Mercedes Moné.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mercedes Moné.
Let me tell you something. I'm buying 5 tickets. I'm going to 5 main event. I'm gonna be the green shirt guy that sits there that nobody knows how. We don't even know how homeboy gets these seats and these tickets. What does he do? But Jada Parker, I'm gonna be there, and you'll be like, oh, there's TJ again.
Love.
In the building, we have wrestling royalty right here. Okay, my man is a multiple-time champion. He's been around the world, and a New York Times best-selling author and quite the puppeteer. All right. Mrs. Foley's baby boy,
yes, sir.
Mick Foley. Welcome to the pod.
I appreciate it.
Man.
As you're saying that, I'm thinking of the guy like the Pinocchio, like the strings. And I'm like, I think O'Shea's got the wrong information. Like, sock puppet. Sock puppet.
Not Geppetto.
Tell us about your first night, laying your head on the pillow, champion of the world.
Yeah. Well, it was a little painful because every time I would roll over, it would pinch me.
You slept with it on.
First night with the title. Oh, yeah. It was a disappointment.
Really?
Because it took us about 2.5 hours to go from Worcester to Boston. I had a signing in Boston the next day. It was a school break, so they could have it on a weekday. And I get to my hotel room, and I was planning on doing a couple things to celebrate, planning on getting a pretty good meal from room service, and planning on watching a pay-per-view movie with adult themes in it. You know what I'm saying?
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
That's a good way to celebrate, right?
Yeah, right.
And I got there, and I see the Blue Meanie in the lobby, and he's not pulling a Foley where he's sleeping for a few hours.
Yeah.
There's no room for him. And I go back, that's a shame. And I go to my room, to order the room service meal, the pay-per-view.
Got plans.
And I just think of the Blue Meanie forlornly, like I walked down and said, come on, not going to make you sit out here. So my night of the champion was spent like this. Well, a large man snored and farted his way through the evening, and I barely slept at all. So, no, it wasn't the greatest night of my life after I won that title. But it's gone on, to be one of the greatest accomplishments ever, and especially the bigger Dwayne gets.
Yeah.
You got him by comparison, right?
You got him.
Yeah.
So the fact that for you to be on top of the world, you're now WWF champion. You're number 1 on the call sheet. This is your dream, but yet you still something inside you remembered the hard times you had, and to not let the man stay down there.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm having this image now of when we went to World Class Championship Wrestling. World Class was based out of Texas, but they aired in like 120 markets around the country. And to this day, I guess the Von Erichs are like royalty in Israel because the World Class show was so big during that time period. But I remember we went to Chicago, and I didn't have a credit card. And one of the guys, I asked if I could room with him. He said no, because he was going to have some female companionship.
Right.
And so it's like 17 degrees, and I'm in the van. They had a van for us, and I've got like a little cloak around me, and I'm like, I guess I'm sleeping here.
Yeah.
And then Brickhouse Brown knocked on the door at the window, and he said, get your ass out of that van. and then he let me stay with him.
Okay.
So you remember these things, and you remember how you like to be treated versus how you don't like to be treated. And I remember the guys that went out of their way to make life a little easier on me, the guys who didn't. And I want to be one of those guys who make life a little easier. But what I wanted to say about the belt, and I'm hesitant because it might sound like bragging, but it is one of the things that's most important to in my career is I don't have my championship belt.
No.
And I had it. The lineage was Austin, Rock, me. And so I've got this title belt that smells like beer and mildew because Steve did the beer bash all the time. I didn't know where to hang it. And so it was just in my closet for a couple of years. And Sabu, who we recently lost, had some real trouble with medical bills. You know, if you're Sabu and you try to, can you imagine Sabu trying to get insured?
Yeah.
Right? You know, before Obamacare, oh God, you take off his shirt. We can't insure this guy. He had mountains of medical bills. And Fumi, his name was Fumi. He did one of the magazines, Fumi Saito, and he had a good rapport with a lot of the American wrestlers, and he asked if there was anything I could auction, and I was like, I pulled out the belt.
No way.
And it didn't get nearly what it would have. It got like 1/10 of what it get now because they decided they were only going to make it available to people who were at the show in Japan. It wasn't like an online auction, but that to me, like, I can be shallow and selfish and all those other things, but I think like I did auction my belt to help one of the guys. Like, more than anything I did in the ring, I hope that's the type of thing people remember. You know, and so I guess Sabu was on record saying I did more for him than anyone. I didn't do anything besides that. Yeah, but he never forgot it. You know, he never forgot this. That's a big thing to have your title. I don't know if there's another WWE champion who doesn't have a belt. Right. And I'm glad to be that guy. Yeah, so I'm the WWE champion without the teeth, without the belt, without the socks, but I got the fanny pack. I got that fanny pack.
And more important than that, you got the love of and admiration of millions of us wrestling fans.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Man. We gotta
and hopefully once they see this, you know, hopefully once the E sees this, they'll get you another one of these.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's great to have the replica, but unless it smelled like mildew and beer, it's not my title belt.
We can work on it.
Yeah,
maybe we'll find the person who bought it. You know,
it stuns me to see how much the stuff is worth. There's a young man named Chris Giordano on Long Island. I met him when he was graduating the Henry Viscardi School in Staten Island for children with real physical, challenges. So Chris has cerebral palsy, and he's got about $50,000 worth of stuff.
Oh my goodness!
that I never knew it was going to appreciate in value. You know, he's got the original Dude Love shirt. He's got
Was he on Most Wanted Treasures?
No, he wasn't on there. They wanted him to be on there, but they were wondering what the visual would look like of me coming into the home of a young man with cerebral palsy and taking his most valued possessions from him.
I guess that's
not a good look. So I go down, I still show up every year or two to watch a little WWE with him. And he's got the pay-per-view posters that I had, foam mounted. And they've got I had the juice at the time to go to every single person and get it signed. At the time, my wife and I had a gym, believe it or not, Foley's Gym on the Florida Panhandle. So we had these things hanging, including Vince McMahon's signature. Wow. And I'm like, just those posters alone with all those signatures.
And you just gave them all?
I gave them away. The gold and platinum records, hey, you want this on your wall?
Right.
And you can't very well go back now and ask for it back.
Yeah,
right?
Hey, remember that? Exactly. All right, now
hold on. All right, should I take this call from Ginger Lynn? Yeah. Sure. Ginger, I'm doing a podcast with O'Shea Jackson Jr. and TJ Jefferson. Whoa, I like it. Can I call you as soon as I'm done here? All right.
Hi, Ginger.
Right. The guys say hi, Ginger. Hi, Christy. Just a couple of, they love, all right, you're on speaker now.
Hi, Ginger.
Hi.
And Christy.
We're both here wishing we were all together just having the best time ever.
I mean, here at the No Contest Wrestling Podcast, Ginger, you would be having the best time
ever. I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes, okay? Bye-bye.
No.
That's the way I roll, man.
That's amazing.
Well, this is a little life lesson.
Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, our guest has gone from everywhere from making us believers to making some of us have detention and get suspended at school.
Oh, thousands of hours of detention this man was responsible for.
Whether you call him the Lightning Kid or 1, 2, 3,
or just the kid.
By the time he turned to Pac, it was all eyes on D's. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a multiple-time tag team champion, a cruiserweight champion, a 2-time light heavyweight champion, a 2-time European champion, and a 2-time Hall of Famer who's got 2 words for you. X-Pac.
What's up, man?
Welcome to the pod, bro. How you doing? You like
Great
that
to
intro?
be here. Thank you so much, man.
You know, I'm envisioning, you, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, and Diesel all packed into a minivan, making towns together, just talking about the business.
Trying to cram all the luggage in. Like
hundreds of hours, thousands of miles on the road, man. Like, what were those road trips like? You said you talked the business.
Yep.
But like, man, to be they say to be a fly on the wall, but to be, I don't know, a fly inside the car. I don't know.
Right. We talked a lot about the trial, like we refined our style by trial and error every night and listening to the people and seeing what kind of reactions we were getting and, all that. And so we spent a lot of time talking about that kind of stuff. And just also, about, how the direction that we wish the company would be going and creatively and more people talk a lot about the new generation era and the cartoon character, the Duke the Dumpsters and the plumbers and the
dentist,
hockey players, the dentist. It's just, so we hated that, but we did the best we could with what, Vince is the boss. And,
At what point did you realize, because it seems, we've read this so much, what point did you realize that you kind of had the boss's ear, though? Is it because you guys were just so business oriented?
And just Sean had a relationship with Vince where he could be very, frank with him.
Open and honest about it.
I mean, more than that. He can get away with talking
crazy.
He can mother Vince and get away with it.
Right.
So, and so that helped.
Yeah.
That helped.
Because I've also heard that Vince would like it when people had their own ideas, who would just show the initiative that they wanted to further their careers.
Yeah.
And it seemed like all you guys had that.
At the end of the day, we were doing it his way, though.
Yeah.
Until the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Until it was just Scott and Kevin and I left and, they started getting beat, ratings wise. And it just wasn't working what they were doing. And finally Vince listened, right, to Sean and Paul.
Skipping ahead a little bit, we'll come back, but you mentioned Sean and Paul.
Yeah.
As fans, we always seen DX as the inmates running the asylum. That's just what the look was. How crazy is it that they're doing it right now? With Paul running things for SmackDown and Raw and Sean over at NXT. Just speak a little bit on how what you feel about their success in the creative and booking.
I just think for the moment, for this time that we're in right now, I don't think we could have. And I'd say this, and it could come off being biased or whatever, they're my dear friends and that, but even just objectively, I can't imagine somebody not realizing that they're the 2 best people we could have doing those jobs right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a long run, man.
As a fan, I hope so as well. Because we speak about how on fire they are.
As a wrestling fan, I just feel like there was several years there where it was it
was tough.
It was like the abusive relationship.
Yeah.
It was how can you
keep watching this.
Wrestle, like, your fans don't want this, and you're gonna give it to them anyways.
Yeah,
because it's my way,
Right, and it falls into not every reaction is a good react. Like they always say, controversy, you're still getting talked about.
Controversy creates cash.
Yeah, but
no publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah, and that's just not true.
That. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. Now you told us backstage, but I just want the people to know.
Yeah, man.
That it was some inspiration during the NWO times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all I don't want to say it all.
Yeah.
But a bunch of that was shit that we took from West Side Connection.
Yeah.
Like you'd hear us say, "Bow down when we come to your town," and just all that shit. The attitude, all of that. We stole that shit.
Because you could tell there was a heavy hip hop.
We appropriated the fuck out of it.
You could tell there was a heavy hip hop influence with you guys, with the bandanas, the FUBU. Kevin always rocking for you guys with the Jordans, and Kevin always saying "Thug Life" and throwing up the dub.
Yeah, I had "Thug" written on my on my stomach and "Notorious" written on my ass.
See, so when you told us it in the back, we were like, we laughed and was like, "What?" And then you were like, "Think about it," and we thought about it. It was like, "Oh, right, yeah," because everything you guys did was
awesome.
Yeah. So West Side Connect.
My dad's gonna love that story.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean,
tell us about the house show music you were.
Oh yeah, the gangster, the killer, and the dope dealer at the Forum.
At the Forum
So
was
you know
legendary.
how that starts off. Right?
Yeah.
The gangster, the killer, and the dope dealer.
I got back and I got my ass fucking reamed. Because the language in that.
Yeah, it was rough.
So you're in Inglewood, California, at the Forum, right down the street. We're 15 minutes from there.
Yeah.
And our last episode, we talked to Liv Morgan about house shows and how the performer gets a little bit more freedom.
Yeah.
So you use that freedom to use West Side Connection as your theme song going.
Well, I'm in fucking Inglewood.
Yeah, you gotta hit it. You gotta hit it.
Fuck? Oh yeah, it was great. I loved it. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. And then I went out and I had a really good match with Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
I beat him, but then Chris Jericho came out, and then I dropped the cruiserweight title to him.
Oh.
It was the shittiest way anyone's ever fucking won a belt. Like, I feel really guilty about how shitty I fucking handed that belt to Chris Jericho. We talked about it. So, anyways,
that's awesome.
That is incredible,
bro.
Yeah, West Side Connection.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. How about you tell them where to find us?
Oh, that's right. Well, if you're on social media, on Twitter, there's No Contest. On Instagram, No Contest Wrestling Podcast. And of course, that's on the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page. We're out there, man. We're in these streets.
Yeah, man. On behalf of my co-host, this has been the No Contest Wrestling Podcast. Make sure y'all have a good day, but not too good. Because who the hell do you think you are? Bye, Jada Parker.